Hello Caribbean people, welcome once more to my style of cooking. Like we told you on the last segment, this week is going to be all about cooking eggs and variation of, egg cookery and potatoes and breakfasty kind of stuff, okay? But we said we're going to just show you the basic egg cookery, scrambled eggs, omelets, the different variations of omelets, an English omelet and a French omelet. We've done an English omelet, so today we're going to be doing a French omelet, okay? So let's just get those 2 eggs in there. Got a pan getting nice and hot already. Remember, the trick is to have your pan really hot and have your plates ready to serve. People are sitting at the table, the kids are ready for breakfast. You have your eggs semi-whipped, and everybody ready for their scrambled eggs or their omelets, and you just prepare them as you go along and pass them along so they're eaten nice and hot. I don't think cold egg is the nicest thing, although some people use them for hors d'oeuvres, different variations of it, but an omelet you want nice and hot and fluffy and steaming. So we incorporate as much air as possible into it by whipping it up nice. For you guys who missed the last segment, I said if you whip your whites separately and then fold them into your yolks, it's going to make an even fluffier omelet, but you don't necessarily have to take that step. So we're going to be doing a French omelet. We're going to put a little scallions in there, a little salt, a little pepper. And the only difference between the French omelet and the English omelet is the color. The French let their omelets take color and get nice and brown. The English omelet is, like the first one we did on our segment, on our last segment, should I say, just nice and white and, taken off almost just as it was done. The French like their omelets well done and nice and brown. You get a totally different taste to it. Then I put some pepper in there. Let's put a little bit of seasoning pepper. Make it a little different. The cameramen are enjoying the eggs. Okay? And why not a little basil? The French like basil, a lot of basil. Let's get some basil. Let's just chop it up nicely in there. Nice fresh basil. Imagine the chef has no knife today. I don't even really need a knife. I'll get one for the next segment, don't you worry. So I get my plates ready because my omelet is gonna cook almost instantaneously. We get a teaspoonful of oil in there just to coat the pan. Last time I put 2 and I had to drain it. So this time I know all we really need is just 1. Just to coat the pan. Okay, we coat our pan nicely. Get it all around. Get our egg ready. It's nice and fluffy, as you can see. It's foaming. That makes it even fluffier. And don't forget, guys, you could, get creative with omelets. Omelets could be a dinner item. You could make so many different things with eggs. When we get to a frittata, you'll see what a frittata is. And when we get to a quiche, well, everybody knows what a quiche is. We have to make our pastry dough and our nice custard mix of cheese and onions. And it becomes a quiche Lorraine. You've heard quiche Lorraine many times. That means it has ham in it. And the different variations of the quiche, their names change. That's all it is. It's just a custard mixture. So in we go, cameraman. We let that bad boy get in there. Stir it up. Stir it up. And unlike the English omelets, we're not going to take it out too quick. We're going to turn the fire down and let the bottom get some color. And since it's going to be cooking for a little bit, we're going to throw a little cheese in there because John has asked me to put some cheese. He's like, Chef, how come you have an omelet without cheese? That's the basic filling for an omelet usually. Everybody wants cheese. Cheese and something else, cheese and this, cheese and that. I'm going to put a little bit of cheese and onions for John. That's a smattering because they're raw. Now, let's see if we've started taking any color yet. Yeah, we're taking a little color there now. No need to flip it around because I've stirred it up and got all the cooked bottom up to the top while it is still nice and gooey and juicy. All right, so it's all nice and puffy as you can see, cameraman. And then we start rolling over right onto our plate. Rolling it right over like a little cigar, just as I learned at college. There we go. Nice French omelet. And that's the only difference, people. Color. See how the people could be snobbish? English like this nice and white, and the French like this nice and brown. Sometimes they even like a little more color on it than that, but I think that's ample. Okay, when it gets too brown, it almost creates like a crust on it, okay? I remember my grandfather used to make eggs in the old days, and he'd make omelets, but he put flour in it to stretch it so that Rudolph can get, and I can get, and Miss Mabel can get, and this one can get, and the neighbor can get, and our friendly little beggar man who comes by the door to the end of breakfast can get some. And that omelet used to be thick, like almost like sponge cake, because it was mostly flour, you know, poor people food. So we can stretch eggs. So don't forget, we can do all sorts of variations of eggs, guys. We can do spinach is lovely in eggs, spinach and cream cheese. You can saute some vegetables, some carrots, some peppers, and some onions, and create a French omelet. Throw some cheese in there, throw some ham in there, your leftover chicken, some mincemeat, your sausages, all variations. You can even do stuff like pumpkin. You can do some mashed Christophines and cheese and a nice filling and put it in your omelet and roll it over. All right, so don't be scared to be creative. Look for your leftovers. Don't let all the stuff go down the drain. Throw it out Saturday after, at the end of the week. Get all the useful stuff together. Say, hey, I'm going to put that in an omelet. I'm going to put it in a frittata. And we're going to learn how to do a frittata in a couple of days, so don't you worry about it. Caribbean people, a nice French omelet. Hope you guys are learning a little trick from Chef Robbie.